Hey guys, it's that Dividend guy coming at you with another stock video here. Usually I've been doing lists, but this one caught my attention because it's an individual stock. An article by the Motley Fool, Why Pinterest is a Top Stock to Buy Right Now. So as you guys know, I usually do dividend plays. I do dividend plays, so I don't usually go for Facebook or stocks like Pinterest, but a lot of my subscribers do. Growth is a huge part of the market, and I kind of want to see why Pinterest is a top stock because it's not one that's really ever been on my watch list, but I know it's pretty popular. It's pretty big um, with females from what I've seen from the statistics. But let's take a look. Shares of the visual search and media platform Pinterest, ticker symbol PINS, were pummeled Wednesday. By the time the market closed, shares fell about 15%. It's a pretty big dip. For a single day, that's a really big drop. The beating followed Pinterest's first quarter earnings release and was due to its slower than expected user growth during the period. So their earnings lacked and they got pummeled for it. Sounds like they got destroyed. 15% is a really, really big drop in a day. But the market may be overreacting, I'll say. It's a really big punishment for missing earnings. Even more, the stock sharp sell-off looks like a great buying opportunity for investors. Here's a closer look at Pinterest's first quarter update and why the stock may be a good buy today. Don't overlook Pinterest's surging revenue. Pinterest monthly active users grew 30% year over year to 478 million in Q1. Unfortunately, this was slightly worse than the approximately 400 million users the consensus analyst estimate called for. So they were 2 million off, and you're going to pummel them that bad, okay? Further, management guided for the key user metric to increase at a year-over-year growth rate of the mid-teens in the second quarter. They expected deceleration may have spooked some investors, but investors focusing too much on Pinterest's monthly active user numbers may be missing the company's exciting top-line growth. First quarter revenue soared 78% year over year to 485 million. We saw increased demand for the mid-sized and small managed advertisers who contribute nearly 50% of our total revenue in Q1. Pinterest management said that the company's top line momentum during the period, as well as the acceleration in conversion based revenue, with significant share running through automatic bidding. Looking at Q2, management guided for revenue growth of 105% year over year. Pinterest is lapping some easy comparisons during the quarter as the pandemic caused many marketers to pause or reduce their ad spending during the second quarter of 2020. Management revenue guidance, however, was ahead of 95% growth rate the analysts had modeled for. It's a great growth stock owning for the long haul. This could be one of the cases when famed Warren Buffett's advisor to be greedy when others are fearful. Could work out handsomely for investors to buy shares of this growth stock today. Pinterest business is firing on all cylinders, yet the stock fell double digits, which doesn't make sense. While investors should expect a deceleration in the company's monthly active user growth as the economy reopens and people spend less time on their devices at home, Pinterest is still squarely in growth mode. Even more is the business model is showing signs of scalability, adjusted earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization (EBITDA). During the quarter, swung from negative 53 million in the first quarter to 2020 to positive 84 million or 17% of revenue. Though COVID-related cost savings were part of the driver for this improvement, much of it had to do with the scalability associated with Pinterest revenue growth. With the top-line growth rates Pinterest is serving up, these still seem to be early days for the visual search and media platform. Further, as the company achieves greater scale, its bottom line could eventually be quite substantial, making this week's pullback in the stock price look like a great buying opportunity in retrospect. Of course, there's no guarantee that Pinterest can keep growing at rapid rates in the years ahead, but the company's execution over the last few years is any indication of its long-term potential. The stock's recent double-digit decline is a great buying opportunity. Yeah, guys, this, to me, in my opinion, looks like a be greedy when others are fearful. Their revenues are guided to grow 105%. They beat revenue. They beat the revenue estimates, but they grew by 30% year over year, but they missed it by 2 million. Their revenue soared 78%. So they're generating a lot more cash flow and they're seeing a lot more advertisers go on their platform, but the stock got pummeled because they were 2 million off of their user consensus. That's so dumb. So their cash flow generating machine saw a lot more users and advertisers go to the platform, but they missed it by 2 million and they're getting pummeled for it. Yeah, guys, in my opinion, like if Facebook stock fell 15% in one day, people would be all over that. I'm not saying Pinterest is the same, of course, same level as Facebook, because it's not. But with the triple digit estimated growth year over year, with user base going up 478 million, and with a positive outlook now after the pandemic, that seems like way too big of a drop for the stock. I mean, that's a lot of positive news for this company, and the only thing that they missed was the user growth. The active users dropped. That's it. So, do you guys think that that's yeah? Let me know down in the comments below. Do you guys think that that's fair for Pinterest? They've done very well through the pandemic. Their user growth grew. Their revenues have grown triple digits, like triple digit percentages, and they're estimated, but they grew double digits in 84%. So they had a revenue growth of double digit growth. They have an estimated growth of a triple digit gain revenue wise, and advertisers are now flocking to the site. But they missed their active user growth by 2 million, even though it was up by 30%. So I think that really this is just a classic case of people being fearful, that they only looked at one metric and they flooded out of the stock. And honestly, if this happened with Coca-Cola, I'd be all over the stock. Because honestly, if you're a long-term investor when it comes to Pinterest and you think that the user base and the platform is going to be successful in the future, this is a golden buying opportunity. Think about it. If you could get in Facebook at 15% with the growth that they're having with advertisers at Pinterest, this is a steal. This is 100% a steal. Let me know, how do you guys feel about Pinterest overall? Do you think they're gonna do you think they can keep up the growth, and how long do you think they can do that? I mean, this is obviously an advertising business. From what I've heard, this is mostly a female use platform. So this is a great way to get females, advertising to girls specifically. I know guys use the app as well, but from the statistics that I've seen about the site, it is more of a female user based platform, which there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, that's probably good, because a lot of females buy stuff online, and I think females are more likely to actually click on ads because they buy stuff that they want more often. When I see ads, I usually don't click on them, but I know that my girlfriend does do that a lot. Advertisers are smart. But do you guys own Pinterest? If so, why? What about Pinterest makes you more bullish about something than what about Pinterest makes you more bullish than something like Facebook? Let me know. But yeah, to me, guys, this seems like an opportunity to be greedy when others are fearful. If Facebook fell 15%, people be flooding into it. I think people just looked at the user base missing expectation, didn't even go down. That's the thing that's really tripping me up here, is the user base went up, revenue went up, but they didn't hit the expectation, but they still grew. So this is really weird. So literally every single metric that could have possibly gone up went up. Revenue's up, user base is up, advertising revenue is up, but they missed guidance by 2 million people. That's it. And they got slammed for it. I feel like this is really they punish the stock too harshly for missing something that's minimal. I mean, sure, I'm sure user base growth is really important to the platform, but it's not like an end all be all. Even if it's in my opinion, it'd be worse if 2 million people left. Then the stock could drop that. If a considerable amount of users left the platform, that's one thing. But not growing as they projected isn't as big of a deal. In my opinion, I think it would be more important to keep continuous users coming back to the platform. That's what they should be focused on, is who is a reoccurring customer that they can retarget with ads and make more revenue. I think they're focused on the wrong things. I think everybody that sold Pinterest is looking at it wrong. So that's just my 2 cents on it, though. Because here's the thing, if I was a long-term investor in Pinterest and I had an opportunity to buy it at a 15% discount right now, I would be jumping at the stock. This is the thing. Most people, even though this is a good lesson here, buy low, sell high. So if you bought Pinterest before this dip and you were bullish on it, you don't care about the user base. You don't care about that. You care about the revenue that's coming in from the advertisers. So it not making numbers one time with triple digit revenue growth is nothing. That's the dumbest reason to not pick up this stock. That's like saying Facebook missed its user base by 1 million, but it came in with 150 million or 150 billion with revenue from ads, and the stock went down 7%. So everybody's going to sell it off. No, it's still generating massive amounts of cash flow, has a great growth rate, has a great projected growth for the next year. You're just slamming the stock because you're shallow. Really, that's what it is. Wall Street overreacted to it missing one metric, and it's giving the small guys, smaller investors, a really good opportunity here. If you're bullish on Pinterest, this is definitely the time to be buying it because, in my opinion, and even with the Motley Fool, they're saying, like, I agree with what they're saying. They're overreacting, and right now is the time to pick up Pinterest stock if you're bullish on the company. So, guys, let me know if you own Pinterest stock, and if you do, let me know why. Let me know if you sold it. If you did, I don't think you made the right decision. A lot of the metrics are going in the right direction. I really do just think that Wall Street overreacted to this. So let me know down in the comments below if you own Pinterest and why you own it over something like Facebook. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.